The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi, making real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states, and you get $20 free with promo code SGPN. That is Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice of the guy. It's me, really real, feeling real. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Okay, so I just watched the Knicks get destroyed, embarrassed by the Cavs. Cat took 5 shots. Yeah, let's just go ahead and leave that conversation there. The Hornets are beating up on the Bulls real bad. Man, that Bulls team. I mean, the complete fall, and just we're not even going for the play-in at this point anymore. The 76ers rolled over the Pacers earlier. Hawks rolled over the Wizards, and we lost Lonte. Lonte was here with me. I have no idea where Lonte went, but I'm sure we'll be able to get him back in a second. The Thunder came up big as a dog and got another win on the road. No SGA, 116-107 against the Toronto Raptors. Casey Wallace had 27, game high there. Isaiah Joe had 22. Nice little Chet Holmgren. I mean, not Chet Holmgren, but Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso game as well. Yeah, a lot going on in the association tonight. I think the Timberwolves and the Trailblazers is about to tip off. The Celtics playing a close one with the Suns, and then the Warriors and the Pelicans who are over there playing ball. And I heard him. I thought I heard him pop back in. Thought we had Lonte back here, but nope, he's not back yet. Thought I heard him though. All right. Either way, oh, there he goes. Let's see if we can add him in here. Lonte, what's going on? Nope. Okay. Well, first off, let me just remind everybody that you can go tap into all of the shows on the network over there at the SGPN app. Free over there in App Store, Google Play Store, wherever you get your apps, get the SGPN app. It has all of our picks, the NBA picks, the college basketball picks, the MLB picks when that gets going, the NHL picks, all of that is over there in the app. And you can also get access to all of the podcasts on the network, not just this show, over there at the SGPN app. Let's see. Chat. Louise is in the chat. Louise, what's going on, man? Appreciate the birthday love. Appreciate that, Louise. Yeah, the Knicks are frauds. I'm over them. Completely over that team. And yeah, you're in a sweat with the Celtics right now. So really hope to see the Suns. I've got a lot of Suns stock going in the later half of the season. So hopefully the Suns get a win there. All right. Let's see here. What do we have on? Let's get going for the slate tonight. Well, is Lonte back? Oh, I think Lonte is back. Hold on. Lonte, what's going on?
Bro, I have no idea what happened. It just was on the countdown on our side, and I didn't hear. It was just froze. Like I couldn't click exit or anything. I have no idea what happened. But yeah, I'm good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm good to go though. Should be good to
All
go now.
right. Well,
We'll see.
I'm glad you're here because we do have to talk about the first game on the docket for a Wednesday in the NBA. We've got Oklahoma City Thunder on the second leg of a back-to-back playing the Detroit Pistons. Pistons laying 5.5, coming off of that loss to the San Antonio Spurs. Pistons laying 5.5, 218.5 is the total. Well, I'm not going to have anything of an injury report for you for OKC because they played tonight, but let's see what I can pull up here for still got beef stew. That's the only thing on the injury report for Detroit. Still suspension. If anybody was wondering why Stu's not playing, it's the suspension. All right. Man, they got the win on the road against the Raptors here. What do you like here with OKC catching 5.5 against Detroit?
Yeah, you know what? My first when I first looked at it, my first like look was the total. So I love the total under. You talked about OKC coming off a back to back, and although all back to backs aren't created equal, I think that OKC is more. They have the ability to sustain their level of play in back to backs than other teams just because of their depth and how well they how many guys they have who can kind of contribute at any type of level. But again, I think it's a good spot for Detroit. But both teams, when I looked at the under, both teams don't like to play with a ton of pace. Um, Detroit is going to play in the half court. That's what they want to do. High screening roll. Now, the OKC defense is something that I'm really a big fan of, and how they defend high pick and rolls because they're able to switch everything. So, with that being said, I think both teams are going to struggle to score. I think it's going to be a struggle to get to probably even 105. So I love the under. Sidewise, I would go with Detroit. I think it's a good spot for them to bounce back after that effort that they. It was a good first half, but then they kind of just let go of the rope. I think San Antonio kind of out physical them. Cade had a bad game, due to Stephon Castle. But overall, I think under and Detroit is what I like the most.
All right. Well, couple of things that I want to mention here. Just a couple of trends. One, OKC is 1-8 ATS on the second leg of a back to back this season. So already on the I'm good. I'm very, very much good on uh not Detroit, on Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is 1-8 on the second leg of a back to back. Detroit, however, 9-4 ATS after a loss this season. Third best in the league behind the Heat and the Lakers, believe it or not. Uh, I am a believer. I don't think anybody that has ever listened to this show at any point in this season consistently can say that I am not a believer in the Detroit Pistons, a believer in the Detroit Pistons on the defensive side of the ball and what they're able to do on that side of the ball. The offense can heat up and turn up at any given moment. Maybe it's not as consistent. Maybe it is a little bit more top heavy and reliant on Cade Cunningham having a good game and being able to get everything going. But hey, I still really do like the offense. I think it's a really good offense. I think the defense is spectacular. I think the Detroit Pistons are one of the best teams in the league. And OKC, for everything and how good they've been all year, and I mean all year, they haven't been as good on the second leg of a back to back. Now, does that mean that they probably still get the win here? And is that the thing that I'm concerned about a little bit? I am laying points with Detroit, which probably doesn't make me feel as good with OKC as a dog. You haven't seen them, and go on that crazy run as a dog in some years, but they used to be really, really good at it. I think defensively, Detroit can match up with OKC as good as OKC can match up with Detroit. And at the end of the day, Cade Cunningham is still on Detroit's side of ball. They just took that loss to the San Antonio Spurs. I think that this is where we regroup. We have the best team in the league. We have them without their star player. Let's go out there and make an impact and show, hey, we're one of the best teams in the league, not just one of the best teams in the East. So I'm with you. I like Detroit. I like the under as well. I think it is a more defensive game. I probably like the under a little bit more than I like the Detroit Pistons, but I'm gonna stick with the trends. Detroit after a loss is really good, and the OKC on the second leg back to back hasn't been as good. So all right, Detroit first play. Agreement. Didn't know that we were gonna agree. Starting there 7:30. We got another game 7:30 p.m. on the East Coast. Golden State Warriors are on the road going to play the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies catching 2.5 at home against the Warriors team. 226.5 is the total. Golden State is one playing right now. It is 104.95 on the road against the New Orleans Pelicans. 229 was that total, so it looks like that's going way under. Pelicans are in control. 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Golden State's going to be on the second leg of a back-to-back here, going against a Memphis team that I saw Ty Jerome is playing in the game. Let me go verify that. I'm pretty sure I saw that notification earlier today, and I was like, "Oh, Ty Jerome's playing." Okay, because he missed last game. We went to put him in underdog, and he ended up voiding. Yes, Ty Jerome is off of the injury report. Santi Aldama, however, is still out. Coward is still out, and Kyle Anderson is a questionable. But yeah, whatever. Lonte. No, I mean this is. I don't know how the Warriors are still 3 games above 500, but this is like a toilet bowl game.
Look, it is not kind of. It is. What the Grizzlies did against the Kings was disgusting. That was just I like that was disgusting what they did against the Kings. I mean, for a team that lost 16 straight, and then you come out with that kind of effort, that's kind of pitiful, low key. I mean, it's not like you're, you know, close to being the worst team in the league with the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies got actually have 20, I think 21 wins, if I'm not mistaken. So like they are not like obviously trying to take. And then they got the pick from Orlando. I think they got the pick from Orlando. So like I don't think that they are in a position.
Mm.
I don't think they're in a position to actually like win any game against a decent team. I think the Warriors in this capacity is a decent team, but I don't want to put my money on the Warriors either because I'm kind of like off of them. But in a game against a opponent like the Grizzlies, after what effort they put through last game, now they could bounce back again. It could be just one game, but I just did not like what I've seen. I don't like the injury report that you just rattled off. So if I had to, I would go with the road team with the Warriors. But I mean, thankfully we don't have to. But if you gave me 100, I would put it on the Warriors.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna continue to do um pretty same toilet bowl principles here. I'm gonna just take the dog and give me the Grizzlies at home, and I get it. It was a disgusting, horrible, pitiful effort against the Kings, but this Warriors team is pretty bad, and they're clearly letting down. Like they clearly had their big get up spot playing the Denver Nuggets at home. But honestly, we could be getting to a point in time where this Warriors team is one just going back to where they're not going to be that good on the road again, because they got up and they had the crowd behind them, and hey, they won a really big game against the Nuggets and Jokic coming into Golden State. But now you go on the road and you're about to lose to the Pelicans. They are a minute and 40 seconds away from losing to the Pelicans on the road. 16-42 is the Pelicans record, and they're about to lose to this team on the road. Like I just don't think that there's just this almighty Warriors team that can just go on the road and just put on great performance and be able to go out and get wins. Like, no, this team is scraping and scratching for whatever wins they're going to get while Steph is out. Like, I'm completely out. Give me the Grizzlies. Call it a bounce back spot. Call it whatever. Not laying points in it with the Warriors right now, especially as I'm currently watching them about to lose this game to the Pelicans. So no, I will take the Grizzlies plus 2.5. And they're on the second leg of back. No, I'll take the Grizzlies plus 2.5. 226.5 is total.
Yeah, I can't look anywhere but over.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean, who's playing for the Grizzlies? That's the bigger question. Like, who's gonna actually play for them? I do like Javon
Ty
Small.
Jerome. I mean, you got Ty Jerome. At the end of the day, you got Ty Jerome. Who's guarding Ty Jerome? Like, yeah, that's a great question. Who
Yeah,
is
that's fair.
guarding Ty Jerome?
Yeah, that's
At the
fair.
very least, you have Ty Jerome. So, like,
Yeah.
they'll be
But
all right. I
they're not
think
gonna
they'll figure
they're
it
not
out.
gonna stop the Warriors either from scoring. So I'm gonna go over.
Mm, yeah, maybe. I'm not married. I'm not married to it. I could be swayed one way or another. Right. Before we get to the next game on the slate, gotta talk to the people about Kalshi. Make sure you one Go trade over at Call Sheet. You have all 50 states you can go and work with. It's legal in all 50 states, California, Texas, y'all too, like all 50. You can go and trade your favorite sports, NBA, NHL. You have all these cool different markets that you can trade in those sports as well. This person to go to this team, this coach to coach this team, this coach to get fired, like all of that. Hey, politics, entertainment, weather, you can trade it all over there at Kalshi. New Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That is Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Ooh, next up, Rhythm. RITHMM is Rhythm. Using the power of data, you can go over there and use their data driven models and be able to make picks. College, they've been heating up in college. Scott texted me the other day and told me that their totals is going, and I need to be checking out the totals over there in college basketball. So I went and looked at a few of them. They have been hot on the college basketball totals recently. NBA picks have been good. You can use their models, or you can make your own models. Play around with the sliders, and make a model that is tailored to you. Promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use that promo code SGPN25. All right, let's talk about the San Antonio Spurs going on the road to play the Toronto Raptors. Raptors are catching 6.5. 229.5 is the total. Talked about the Raptors earlier and them losing to OKC 116-107. Now they're catching 6.5. Lonte, what do you like? Oh, wait, hold on. Do I have anything for the Spurs team? On injury report? Let's see. Oop. Wednesday. There we go. All right. San Antonio Spurs, it looks like. Yeah, they just got Mason Plumlee. That's it.
Yeah, I like Toronto in this game. I know the Spurs are playing unbelievable right now. Probably playing the best basketball of any team. Uh, I mean, them in Detroit probably 1A and 1B as far as playing. I know they just beat them, so that probably presents themselves as number one. But I think the matchup works perfect for for the Raptors. I mean, they got long wings that can kind of disrupt some things that Wemby wants to do. Typically, teams have tried to put a little bit smaller defenders on him to kind of crowd his space and get under kind of under him so he can't really get around you. So I think the Raptors have the defenders to be able to withstand some of the things that the Spurs want to do. Brandon Ingram should be in for a decent game. I think the Raptors defensively are going to be fine. I like the under as well. They're going to muck the game up, make it ugly. And I know we saw Spurs win ugly against Detroit last night, last night. But I think this will be a different. I think this will be a different animal here with the way that the Raptors can defend on the perimeter specifically. So I like the Raptors. I like the under.
Hmm. I don't know, man. This Spurs team might just be different. The Spurs just might be different. Toronto, not the best on the second leg of a back-to-back 4-6 ATS this season. I don't know if I mentioned Golden State being 4-6 ATS last time around too, but both of those two teams 4-6 ATS this season on the second leg of a back-to-back. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a believer after that. After the win against Detroit, like I think that this Spurs team is legit. Like they have cemented themselves. And I've kind of always said it that it was the Spurs, it was OKC, and it was Denver, and those were my top three in the West. And I think that the West runs through those three teams. But this Spurs team just continues. They had their moment where they kind of stumbled, and what was it in January? But after that, They haven't lost a game in the month of February. They're about to 2 games away from closing out the month of February with the wins throughout. Been dominant, scoring. You talked about it, 130 points in all these different nights, and they were even able to win a lower scoring game against the Detroit Pistons last time out. Like, I just think that this team's good. Shouts out to Mitch, coaching them up, getting them going. Wemby has been able to do enough, been spectacular, and kept them going defensively. And then they just get energy from Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, De'Aaron Fox comes in, steps in, and does his role. Like, I'm a believer. So I'm gonna lay it on the road. Let me just say that the Toronto Raptors are just not as consistent, and I just don't think they're going to be able to hold down this offense of the San Antonio Spurs on the second leg of a back-to-back. So I will take the Spurs. I will lay the points in this one. The total's at 229.5, though. What do you want to do?
I'm going over. I mean under. I'm sorry, under. I said over. I was thinking about the next game. I like under. I just think that the Raptors, their best path to victory is a half court, slow down type of game. I know the Spurs are, they've been scoring. They've been a scoring machine lately, and even if you go back to prior to the All Star break, I think they scored 135 in 3 of their last 5, with 4 of the last 6, or something like that. And I really do think that the Raptors, their only path to victory, to be honest, is to keep the Spurs under like 115. If they can keep it under 115, which is kind of what I guess we're looking at 114 each year. So like if you can keep it under 115, I think they got a good shot. So I like the Raptors to kind of be physical on the perimeter, prevent Wemby from getting to the rim, and I think they'll be fine there. So I like them to slow the game down also. So under.
Mm, I think I like that. I think I like a Toronto team total under because I think that Spurs defense is still really nasty, really good. But I don't know, man. I think the Spurs could accidentally, as at one point Toronto might just throw in the towel, especially with how the Spurs can put up points. I'm not committed to say a full game under yet. Give me a Raptors team total under. All right. What's next here? Cleveland. They're on the second leg going back to back after handling the New York Knicks. As I alluded to earlier in the show, we are now seeing them on the road going to play the Milwaukee Bucks. Cavs laying 8.5 now. 28 is the total. Don't have an injury report. I can find GFA here for the Milwaukee Bucks. There we go. All right, Bucks. It looks like nothing else on the injury report besides Giannis. Well, who was out, of course. Okay, so the Bucks did play as well, and I mean the Bucks did what they're supposed to do. Won outright against against the Miami Heat. Speaking of Miami, I understand the bit, and we don't take the Heat as a favorite. We back them as a dog. I get it. But in real life basketball, you probably should not be losing to this Bucks team at this point in the season. It's just what I would say. Probably should not be losing to this Bucks team at this point in the season. Lonte, the Milwaukee Bucks on the second leg of a back-to-back this season are 5-3, and where's Cleveland? Cleveland's 4-5. What do you like here?
Yeah, I like Cleveland here, man. I think Cleveland's been playing another team playing really good basketball. I think they're on that second tier. Below that, teams have been playing good. I think they're on that second tier, especially since getting Harden from Detroit and San Antonio. Harden just brings a different dynamic to the game. Now, obviously, they got to see it when it matters a little bit more. But what he's able to do from a point guard perspective and get Donovan the ball where he needs it, take some pressure off of him. Something that Garland was supposed to be able to do, but he just couldn't do it consistently. And Harden's more of a pass first guard, and Garland's not. So I think that's where that marriage kind of blends well with Harden and Donovan Mitchell. But in this matchup, I mean, I just what do you if I asked you, hey, what do you like about the Bucks? What would you say? What would your answer be?
Cam Thomas.
Exactly. That's enough. That's enough for me to lay the 9.5. They lost the game at OKC that they probably should have won. They were kind of in control of that. Um, well, they OKC was in control early, and then they kind of fought back, but they had their chances. Shorthanded OKC team. I know it was at OKC, but how well Cavs have been playing, I thought they kind of let that one slip away from them in a game that they were supposed to get. So I think they bounced back in a big way here. A couple of days off to get refreshed and ready. I think they'll be fine. I'm laying a 9.5. By the way, I'm sorry.
Yeah, uh, the big issue with the Cavs, especially, also with the ball handling, but was defense. Early in the season, they were letting anybody score anything on them, and that it's hard to win games when you're giving up 120 points to the other team every single side. Last 5 games, they're giving up 109 points per game. They've been very, very feisty on the defensive side of ball. They found a system and kind of bought in, and now it works. And so now they're starting to show themselves as that Cleveland Cavaliers team that we, thought that they were to be last season, that was going out there covering numbers and looking really good in the regular season. And we thought they were going to be there earlier this season. It seems like they're kind of finding themselves now. I think that one, I trust the bigs of Cleveland way more than I trust the bigs of the Milwaukee Bucks. I think defensively that they will be able to clog up the painted area, not give Cam Thomas and some of those electric guys very, very easy spots. And then, hey, it's also this Bucks team that, as JT just said into the chat, the Bucks won today. They're feeling themselves a little bit, but that was a Miami Heat team that just continues to underperform in that spot. I think that this is a Cavs and Cavs all day. And the fix is in. He said the spread should be 11 and a half. I agree. I think that it probably should be a pretty big spread as well. Even on the second leg, back to back, I think this is the Cleveland team that just kind of beats up on bad teams. So I say we lay the big number with the Cleveland Cavaliers. You're on Cleveland too, Lonte. So the Miami Heat did make a field goal in the last 6 minutes and 33 seconds of that game. If Scott was on with right now, Scott would be roasting them. Scott hates when people go on these horrible scoring runs at the end of games. Like Scott would be roasting the Miami Heat right now. All right. Next up, Sacramento Kings on the road going to play the Houston Rockets. Oh dear. Rockets are laying 15 and a half. 221 and a half is the total. Jesus, you telling me I have to either lay double digit plus with the Rockets or take the Sacramento Kings in the game? That sounds horrible. All right. Let's see here. Injury report. These two teams, and we have for the Sacramento Kings, it looks like. Ooh, well, we know about Sabonis and Levine out for the season. We know Hunter's out for the season. You've got Devin Carter is popped up. He was out. Looks like he's a game time decision right now. And Dylan Cardwell is out as well. No Amin Thompson for the Rockets in this game. And no Deshaun Tate. Wow. For me, it's two horrible sides to pick from, but maybe it's a little bit easier for you, Lonte. What do you like?
Yeah, you know what, man? This is a this is a terrible position to be in. The Kings coming off that win against Memphis, probably a good fade spot. But again, when you look at the way that the Rockets have been playing, and then if you look at their total, like their, if you look at their ATS margin in these games, or ATS record in these games, like when they have to win by margin, it's pitiful. They just can't put teams away, and that's typically because they can't really, score efficiently outside of KD. They don't have consistent, efficient scoring outside of KD. Not a lot of bucket getters, but again, I mean, they should beat this team by 20 strictly off being able to dominate the offensive glass. I mean, they're on pace to be one of the best offensive rebounding teams of all time. That's just how special they is, and that's without Steven Adams, who's a monster on the glass. So I don't love it, but I would have to take. I mean, I think on principle you can't take the Kings, not in this spot. Maybe if they lost the other game, I just don't. I can't back the Kings. I'll take the Rockets minus 14 and a half. Maybe even look at some first quarter, first half for the Rockets if you want to get out in front of it.
The last game, the Kings were catching 14 and a half. They won outright 111-98. Game before that, Kings were catching 12 and a half. They won outright 125-124. Both of those games in Sacramento. And then the game in Houston, Houston was laying 15 and a half, and they did cover 121-95. And which side did you pick?
Rockets.
You said what?
I like the Rockets. Okay.
Do I really want both of us to say Rockets? Because I just think it's going to be the home team. And so they lost, but laying 15. No, I can't. I'll be wrong. I'm fine being wrong. Give me the Kings. I'm not making both of us take. I'm not making both of us take the Rockets, especially laying this big of a number. As much as everything in my gut says that the Rockets probably do just smack the Kings because they got embarrassed the last two times they played this team on the road, and now they're finally back at home playing them. But like, who cares? It's probably not even going to be a bunch of people in the building. Give me the Kings plus points. Sorry, can't lay this big number with the Rockets. And just don't take the Rockets as a favorite. Do not take the Rockets as a favorite. 221 and a half.
Yeah, it would have to be under. Just thinking that the Kings just can't get anything going offensively because of the Rocket size. They don't have a lot of shot makers, so they're gonna the interior presence for the Rockets defensively is going to be really big for the Kings. I don't think the Kings will be able to score a ton, so I'll take the. Let me get a Kings team total under.
Yeah, I can see that, y'all. The chat likes that too. Kings team total under. Somebody else says under 221 and a half in this one. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. All right, we only got one more game, and it's probably the best game on the slate. Yeah. Well, no, but in Detroit and OKC is probably up there, and Toronto and Sacramento, and not Sacramento, San Antonio could potentially be a pretty good game as well. But a pretty good game to end the slate. We will talk about it in just 1 second, but first, I have to make sure that I talk to you guys about Underdog Fantasy. You can pick higher or lower your favorite players' fantasy stats over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you lock in, tap in with Underdog. They got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. You know you're getting the best prices on the market with Novig. Some prices at some traditional sports books you may get -110, but you can find them at like -105, -104, or something like that over there at Novig. Maybe even money. So hey, go download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend just $5 when you use our promo code in SGPN. That is promo code SGPN. Get $50 when you spend $5 over there at Novig. All right, last game on the slate. Celtics are on the road, going to play the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets are laying 4.5. 228.5 is the total. Boston's currently up 80 to 64 in Phoenix right now. So we'll see how that turns out. But the Boston Celtics will be on the second leg of a back-to-back playing the Denver Nuggets in this one. Boston this season 6-3. Not bad, pretty decent on the second leg of a back-to-back. You got Boston as a dog, which is, hasn't been the worst thing in the world, I feel like. I actually feel like that's pretty good stat. Yeah, 10-5 this season as a dog. I knew it was something good. Uh, so you got Boston here as a dog. Boston coming on the second leg of a back to back. Like I said, 6-3 ATS, pretty solid there. Going up against Denver Nuggets, who have Nikola Jokic. And so injury report on the Nuggets side of the ball. Hold on there. All right. And it looks like Julian Strawher is a game time decision. He's a probable. There we go. And then we got Jamal Murray, who is also a probable as well for the game. Peyton Watson's out, Aaron Gordon's out, and Jalen Pickett is out. Lonte, heavy hitter game for the end of the night. What do you like here?
Yeah, definitely a good one, man. And I actually was impressed with. Sorry to tell you this, but I was kind of impressed with the Celtics and what they did against the Lakers this past weekend. I mean, the Lakers have been playing well. I don't believe in them, but they have been playing well. It was a primetime game. I mean, obviously the Lakers get up for primetime games a little bit more than the average team, and the Celtics took it to them, man. It was tight early on, but they took it to them, and I just think they showed their grit, kind of they can win games in multiple ways. But in this game, it's a perfect spot for the Nuggets, man. I think that Vucevic is probably going to get tortured by Joker. I know everybody gets tortured by Joker, but Vucevic especially, like it's going to be bad. You might want to cover your eyes for this one. It's going to be really bad. And I just think that the way that the Nuggets are able to kind of manipulate their pick and roll offense against the Celtics defense, um, and the Nuggets have been better. They haven't been. Well, this was under Malone, and obviously that was a different time. But they typically didn't play the 3 point line that well defensively, and doing that a little bit better this year. But I think they'll be fine here. Play through Joker, slow the game down. They got multiple defenders to throw at Jalen Brown to kind of disrupt their rhythm offensively and force somebody else to beat them. So I'm going to take the Nuggets at home. Great spot. I like the matchup for them. And the Nuggets kind of got to get going. They got to get. I know they're dealing with some injury stuff, but they kind of got to get rolling, and so they won't fall down too far in the standings. Because I mean, the West is a gauntlet already. So it's kind of a big one for them. I think the Nuggets will be able to take control and win by 5 or 6 points.
I'm interested in what the. I understand they're good on the second level back to back, but I'm interested in what the Celtics do look like because there was no Jalen Brown playing in the game tonight. Is he going to play tomorrow? Was this a he sits the first leg and he plays second leg? I I mean, defensively, it's just a crazy game, and I think that's the one thing that I would be concerned about defensively. The Boston Celtics have been very good all season, but they're very good recently as well. You can see it right now. They're in the fourth quarter and giving up 66 points. But I mean, this Denver offense is just like with Joker, it's already a cheat code. And then, Big Dave over there has just continued to place good pieces around them that just continue to keep the offense scoring, scoring, scoring. I mean, 125 points per game in their sleep. It's astronomical, and that's why I've been very. I think that they've got a real good chance at the NBA title. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I think this is a Denver at home spot where yeah, we'll see if Jalen Brown is going to be able to carry this team and if he'll be able to do his part of the scoring. And I'm not really all the way sold on Denver's defense 100%. And I think that if anything keeps Boston in the game, it's just that their offense and they're hitting on the threes and they're converting those threes on the road. But other than that, I'm going to take the Denver Nuggets here. I'm with you. Give me Denver. I think they get it done. Total. What is the total again? Whoa, there we go. Total sitting there at 228.5. What do you like here?
Like under, I think it's correlated. I think if you like Nuggets, you like under. If you like the Celtics, you think they're gonna knock down a lot of threes, and you want to go over. So I think Nuggets and under is correlated. I'd like the Nuggets in the game. I'm going under, slower pace, play through Joker. Um, I'm interested to see like what is Joker to score like 40 tomorrow. I think he has a monster game against this Celtics defense that's lacking on the interior. So yeah, give me under on this one.
Yeah, I disagree. I think that the Denver offense is going to be on. I get that the Celtics, I do like that Celtics defense, but I'm on Denver. I think it's because their offense is scoring, and then the Denver defense is nothing that I'm really scared of. I think the Celtics will be able to do their part. So I prefer over 228.5, and that's it. Let's go ahead and close things out. Lock and dog, Lonte. What do you want to do?
I'm trying to figure out. They don't have the first quarter lineup because I really want the Rockets first quarter. So I'll pivot. Let's go with the lock. Let's go Detroit and OKC under 218.5. I just think it's going to be hard to get to 100. OKC off a back to back. Detroit kind of angry coming out. They'll play with more physicality on the defensive end and kind of got bullied a little bit by San Antonio at their place. So I think they'll bounce back and respond with a good defensive effort. I think this could play out to be like 101, 98, 94 type of game. So I'm going under there. For the dog, I mean, as we just talked about with Detroit, the team that beat them, I'm going plus 245 Toronto Raptors to get it done at home. Like the matchup for them.
Oh my gosh, we are going head to head, and I mean I'm not changing my pick because I just locked in San Antonio -6.5, straight up head to head here. Only two can enter, one shall leave because I don't think I think the size is going to be an issue. I think that there's legitimate size problem for the Toronto Raptors in this game, and so I think Wemby's going to have one of those big crazy games, and that can already lead to a Spurs blowout. Then you tell me after Wemby comes off the court, I think Luke Cornett, who's been playing really solid, can play really good backup minutes on the inside there, and I think that's going to be enough. And then it's just going to be Showtime Spurs going up and down the court again, scoring a whole bunch of points and just destroying this Toronto Raptors team on a second leg back to back. So it's just not their day. I think that there's a pretty big gap between the number one team in the West, the OKC Thunder, and the Toronto Raptors, as we saw tonight. And I think there's going to be a pretty good big gap between the San Antonio Spurs and the Toronto Raptors. So I like Spurs laying the big number here on the road, get it done in Toronto. For my dog, hmm, interesting. I guess a little parlay because I'm definitely not committed to anything with the Kings. I mean, I'm sure Memphis could probably get it done. Wouldn't be surprised. They're a little bit short of the dog price. Sure, why not? But I wish they wouldn't have played. I wish I would have got them. I would have played. If this was the letdown spot for Golden State, instead of Golden State having a letdown against the Pelicans, I would have felt a lot better. And I can't even make an alt line. Okay, so I'm gonna have to hold on. So what I will take, I will do a parlay, and I will take the over 228.5 in the Boston Celtics and Denver Nuggets game because I do like that over. And then I will make the second leg. Hmm, 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 hmm. Detroit? No. Under in the Detroit game. Yes. Under. So two totals. Under in Detroit and OKC and over in Boston and Denver. 264. That's my dog. Cool. Lonte, underdog. Let's see. What do we got here? What do we like?
First of all, what do we have available? That's probably the better question.
Let's see. Because a lot of these teams are on the second leg of back to back. Okay. We have options in. Okay. We only have options on the Kings.
That's the
Not
second,
even.
that's the second night in a row that we did the show, and we remember we had the Kings in Memphis on Monday.
Yeah, but like this time we don't even have like there are no Rockets players available. These are all Kings players. You can't even make an underdog lineup, so we can't even do an underdog lineup.
Jesus.
Well, I'm sorry, people. We'll be back for another time with the underdog lineup. There was a lot of teams on the second leg of back to back, so they couldn't give up
Yeah,
the
that's fair.
lineup. It's all good. It's all good. With that, Lonte, is there anything else for you before we get up out of here?
I did, man. That's it. Hope everybody has a good. What day is it? Tuesday night. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
Wednesday. So have a good Wednesday.
Yeah.
And he's at XS Lonte XX. I'm at really real underscore underscore. Make sure you give us a follow at SGPN NBA, youtube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast, and a 5-star rating review wherever you get your podcast. And with that, that's it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending